Hi everyone, thanks very much for joining us. My name's Emma Bowles and I am the Event and VIP Manager for the Cancer Care charity Hope for Tomorrow. And I'm very pleased to introduce the multi-talented former British racing driver, broadcaster and charity patron, Martin Brundle.
Hello Emma, how are you?
I'm good, thank you Martin. Thanks for joining us. You very kindly joined us to talk about our Going the Distance urgent appeal, but first and foremost, the return of Formula One. How does it feel to be back after such a long, unexpected absence?
Well, it's great. We had two very good races in Austria. I'm in my hotel room here where we're locked down. We're forbidden to leave the hotel unless we're going to the track. I've had 5 negative COVID tests in the last 2 weeks, but if that's what's required to keep the show on the road, there's 2,000 of us in the Formula One circus, and we're hoping to get 15 to 17 races done between now and Christmas. And well, here we are. So I'm just hanging loose, treading water until I go to the track tomorrow.
That's great. So what have you been doing during lockdown?
I was in Norfolk, my family home, and lovely and sunny. So we were lucky to be in the countryside, making a lot of television actually for Sky F1 on Zoom calls, vMix, all sorts of vodcasts and at-home stuff. I really enjoyed it, and we were really very busy trying to make some content for our dedicated F1 channel. But rather strange, wasn't it? I had to keep giving myself a to-do list every day and just get on with it. Otherwise, it was very easy to fall into a bit of a malaise.
Yes, yeah. I don't think you're alone in that respect. Just moving on to Hope for Tomorrow. How did you first get involved and what were your reasons why?
It's a very long time ago. There's always been a bit of a motor racing theme, hasn't there, to Hope for Tomorrow? Yeah. With Christine and David Mills, of course, were involved in the motor racing world, and some very dear friends of mine. So Sterling and Lady Susie Moss. We've lost Sterling, of course, very recently, and Derek Bell and Ross Brawn. And Christine was a very persuasive person and somebody we miss very much indeed. And she asked me to be a patron, and of course I was delighted to, because I like what Hope for Tomorrow does and how it goes about it.
That's great. As you probably know, our mobile cancer care units are often referred to as clinical state-of-the-art units or hospital wards. What do you think is special about them?
Well, in fact, they look a bit Formula One to me. They're so beautifully put together, and you walk into one and it is quite clearly, it's got all of the equipment it needs, and it looks really well set up, but still quite friendly at the same time. So I must say, if I was needing chemotherapy, and my father did before he sadly died, the process of going through the hospitals and parking up and all that, compared to one of the Hope for Tomorrow units coming out in your direction and the much more personal service without the stress, without the miles on the road, would be very appealing. And then when you climb up the steps, and you'd be disappointed.
Well, that's exactly what we're here now to talk about. It's our Going the Distance urgent appeal. And it's really since the outbreak of COVID-19 that our services have been in more demand than ever. We're keeping vulnerable cancer patients outside and away from hospitals where they could be exposed to additional potential risks. And we're enabling them to be able to access and have their treatment on board our cancer care units, where we provide, we like to think, a sort of a safe environment for the more vulnerable groups.
Absolutely. I mean, it's always been a great concept. I love the clarity of purpose of Hope for Tomorrow. It has one job, and that's to get chemotherapy and cancer care out to the public instead of them having to come to hospital. And it can never have been more relevant than now, when going to the hospital has so many other risks associated with it. And I can understand how people would be reluctant. You read the stories all the time, and it worries me a lot that so many people may not have had the cancer care that they needed because they were reluctant to go to the hospital or weren't able to, and I think it must have taken on even more importance right now, that the service that Hope for Tomorrow provides.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Have you got a message to the people watching to tell them how they could help us to keep the wheels turning, deliver cancer care, and go the extra mile with us and our patrons and supporters?
Well, I would say if you're able to, it's really tough times for everybody, and some people can and some people can't put money towards charities. All charities are struggling, obviously, not having events, maybe stores not open, and all the usual ways of raising money. And Hope for Tomorrow does not get any government support in that respect. So if you are able to, please do donate to Hope for Tomorrow. It's a great charity. It does everything it says it's going to do. I know it's run very efficiently too, and your money will be wisely spent. And if you can help us, that would be much appreciated. I think all of our lives at some point are touched by cancer, and I think pretty much everybody can relate to what cancer care is all about and the challenges that it has.
Thanks ever so much, Martin. Thanks for your continued support as a patron. You're absolutely amazing. And good luck with the rest of the F1 season.
Thank you, Emma. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Martin. Bye-bye.